Mara learned to be alone on the day the lighthouse went dark. The storm had taken her father's boat and crushed the radio tower along the coast. By morning, the sea was calm again, as if nothing had happened. But the lighthouse, her home, stood empty except for her and the endless wind. Mara was 14. At first, she waited. She lit the signal fire every night, just as her father had taught her. She counted waves. She spoke to the gulls. Surely someone would come. No one did. Hunger forced her to move. The village beyond the cliffs was buried under collapsed roofs and saltwater mud. There were no voices, only broken nets and drifting doors. Mara took what she could carry: rope, a knife, dried salt, an old compass with a cracked face. She returned to the lighthouse and began again. She learned the sea was not an enemy, it was a teacher. Tide pools held small fish and mussels. Seaweed dried in the sun and burned when wood ran out. Rainwater could be trapped in glass and stone. She wrapped her hands in cloth before pulling nets so the rope wouldn't eat her skin. Some nights, fear pressed so hard against her chest she couldn't breathe. When that happened, she climbed to the top of the lighthouse and shouted into the wind, not for help, but to remind herself she still had a voice. Winter was the hardest. Waves froze into white claws against the rocks. Once, Mara fell and split her knee. She screamed, then cried, then crawled back up the steps inch by inch. She cleaned the wound with salt and survived on stubbornness. Spring returned. Green crept back into the cliffs. Birds nested again. One morning, as Mara repaired the light, she spotted smoke on the far horizon, thin, human smoke. When a ship finally reached the shore weeks later, its crew stared at her in disbelief. A girl alone, calm, steady, alive. "How did you survive?" one of them asked. Mara looked out at the sea. "I listened," she said. "I worked, and I stayed." The lighthouse burned bright again that night, not because someone saved her, but because she had already saved herself.